it all behind you. I said, take down everything that stands in your way. Don't stop believing it'll work out again, my friend. Stand out and be a part of everything good. Wake up, you're gonna be all that you should. Try out all the things you always wanted to be. You'll see, 'cause I know what I know, that you've got it in you, and I see that you are a winner.
I don't know his name, Joe somebody, on one of the videos that I've been commenting on, has referred to me as a heterophobe. I think that's how he spelled it, how it would be pronounced. Meaning I'm afraid of straight people. I guess I'd have to be afraid of myself then, because I'm straight. I've never been anything but straight. I do, when I see a beautiful woman, think to myself, wow, she's beautiful, you know. I might feel admiration when I see somebody who's beautiful, man or woman. I might, if it's a woman, I might feel envy. Envy, and maybe a little bit jealous that, you know, somebody has something that I never got to have, which is, you know, just beauty. At least physical beauty. We're talking physical beauty, you know. When I was younger and less secure about who I am, and I would notice, like in high school, a woman, or a girl I should say, who I thought was beautiful, it would pull me up short, and I'd be like, ooh, you know, I hope I'm not a lesbian, because I would even notice that another woman, another girl is beautiful. You know, does that mean I'm a lesbian? I had questions like that pop into my head when I was younger, when I would notice a beautiful girl. But I was very much noticing handsome, gorgeous, hot men, you know, more often than I was ever noticing whether a girl was pretty or not. And as I've gotten older, I no longer feel worried when I notice beauty. Beauty is beauty. What's the difference between acknowledging that a girl is beautiful, or a woman is beautiful, and a flower is beautiful, or a beautiful horse, or, you know, a beautiful sunset? Beauty is worth looking twice at and appreciating, you know. And it's sad that in our wonderful society, there's such a stigma on homosexuality that a young girl noticing beauty is worried about what that means. Oh my goodness, does that mean I'm gay because I notice this girl is beautiful? Anyway, I've long known that I'm not gay. I never really had that fear except for the insecurities brought on by the society that I'm in. I've always had crushes on men. Growing up without a dad, I think I've had this big empty place in my soul, I don't want to say soul, but that's the Christian in me. It's an old habit. There's something missing in my life. I didn't have the male role model. And so friendships with guys, with men, have always meant a great deal more to me, which is why when the ones that I've become especially close to that pretended to be friends, you know, I used to think that men could be trusted and women could not be. Now I understand that it's the same for both genders. There are some that can be and there are some that can't be, you know, and some men are very much not people that you can trust. But anyway, and then this guy, Joe, went on to say that I have perverted sex and that I enjoy anal sex. Seems to me that this is somebody who just doesn't like anal sex, and he wants to judge a whole group of people on a physical act. And because he thinks it's icky, he thinks that people who enjoy anal sex are abominations. Well, actually, straight people enjoy anal sex too. It's not just gay people that engage in that type of sex. Not that it's anybody's business, but I'm not one of those people. I have never thought that the idea revolts me. Okay? It revolts me. I have never understood it, why it could possibly be enjoyable. I think it's revolting. I think it's disgusting. And I'm talking about anal sex. On the other hand, I'm not the next person. I'm not the guy over there. I'm not the woman, on the bus who enjoys it. I'm just me. And because I find it repulsive, I don't do it. Seems like that's problem solved, isn't it? Why do I care what the woman on the bus does in her personal time with her significant other or her husband or whatever? I don't. And I don't think about it. It doesn't even enter my mind what Joe Blow over there is going to do later on in his bedroom. It doesn't affect, in my mind, his value as a human being. It doesn't affect what a great guy he is to know. What a great friend he's been to me. It doesn't affect any of these things. What he does in his personal time with his body doesn't even enter into the equation for me. I don't think about it. I find it distasteful, so I just don't think about it. It's not my life. It's not my body. Other people have different ways of expressing love than I do. I'm fine with that. If people want to hang from their knees from ropes from the ceiling and swing back and forth and do some nasty nasty things with their nipples. I don't know, I'm trying to think of some weird acrobatic kind of scene here. It doesn't matter to me. It's just human beings expressing affection and love. It's natural, human, whatever, That's all it is, and it has no bearing on my estimation of who somebody is or, whether they're good people or bad people. It's to me on the same level as judging somebody based on how they put the toilet paper roll on the tube thingy. If the flap goes over the top of the roll, they're good people, but if the flap goes under the roll, they're bad people. I mean, how ridiculous would it be to judge somebody based on something so trivial? And yet people judge people based on what they do with their body in their personal life, with their significant other, how they express love. They judge people based on that. I don't. And that doesn't mean that I enjoy anal sex. It doesn't mean that I'm gay. I just recognize the simple fact that everybody has value. Everybody is a wonderful and complete human being. Everybody is something great to discover that you have yet to discover. I think one of the neatest things ever is meeting somebody new and learning about them and finding out, underneath, maybe they're shy, underneath what you initially think there might be something that you never expected to find. Something really wonderful that, like when you open, this is a really tacky, corny analogy, but when you open an oyster and you find the pearl, everybody has that pearl inside of them. And some people don't even know they do, I was thinking this morning, I was trying to think of how to make a video about homosexuality, and I had this idea of telling a story. Maybe people are born gay. I believe they are born gay. I think they are. Or at least I think a large percentage of people are born gay. Maybe some people do choose. Maybe you have a little boy, and he's the youngest son of 4 sons, and whenever he has a bad, scary thing happen, he runs home, and maybe he finds a great deal of comfort and support being around his brothers. Maybe his brothers pat him on the back and tell him, oh, it's okay, or whatever, or punch him in the shoulder, whatever guys do. But maybe that's what he has, and he's comfortable around his brothers, and all his brothers are popular in school, and they all have girlfriends, so there's a high expectation for this youngest son to have a girlfriend too, and to be in sports, and all the things that his older brothers have. But he finds himself, maybe he's just not comfortable around girls. Maybe he finds a friend who's a guy, and he can relate. The guy friend can relate to him better, and he feels comfortable enough with his guy friend that he feels he can tell his best pal anything and everything, and still be accepted and loved and not be judged. Kids can be cruel, and maybe this little boy has had a lot of girls be really mean to him, or just laugh at him, and he doesn't understand they're just kidding. He thinks it's real and that they really mean it, and takes it to heart, and it hurts him, and he finds himself increasingly insecure and uncomfortable around girls. So he continues to hang out with his buddy, and maybe he gets other buddies, and he's just, and he pretends to, oh yeah, that chick over there, she's hot. He pretends to agree with what the other guys think about girls, but deep down inside, he's afraid of them because they hurt him. They judge him. He doesn't feel like, he's not so good in sports. He's not as good as his brothers in sports. He doesn't feel the same comfortableness around girls he has to try so much harder than they do just to have a conversation with a girl, and then along comes one day, maybe he's in high school, along comes a guy, or maybe it's that best friend he's had all his life, and he just totally, he loves him. He falls in love with him. He loves him like a friend, but he finds there's more. It's more than just a friendship. He loves this guy dearly. Like he loves his brothers, only differently than that. And he wants to be with this guy, and he wants to know this guy, and he wants to share his life with this guy. He feels so much stronger when he's in the presence of this guy. He feels so much more complete and confident in himself. He feels like, this guy's friendship and support and encouragement has made such a huge difference. And when he's not in this new friend's company, he feels all he can think about is he wants to be in that guy's company again, because it makes him feel so wonderful, so great, so happy, so alive. So then eventually they just become a couple. He finds out the feeling is mutual, and this new friend tells him one day that all the things he feels, he makes this other guy feel too. It's a mutual thing. And so they share each other. They share their lives. They share their favorite things, their favorite colors, their favorite food, their favorite everything. They become a couple. They become inseparable. They hold hands. They can't stop looking at each other. Their eyes meet, and it's like they each feel like they're drowning in the depths of the other. Like they're caught up. They just feel swept away. Just so in love with this other human being that they have connected with so deeply. And along comes people who see this, and instead of saying, oh wow, look at that beautiful, beautiful love, look at that wonderful friendship, that amazing connection, that amazing example of two humans truly loving each other. They look at that and they go, that's an abomination. That right there, those two men who see each other so, that's an abomination. Our God would hate them. If people aren't born gay, people are made gay through their childhood, through their growing up, through the bad things and good things that happen to them along the way, the path that they're on. If they're not born gay, they come to be gay. Just like little kids come to be whatever they come to be. It's just part of child development. It's part of finding out who you are and what makes you happy. And what does it harm? This is what I don't understand. Why do people have so much antipathy? Is that the word? Anger, hatred toward two people in love. What does it hurt? I'm sorry, but being around gay people doesn't make you gay. Being raised by gay people doesn't make you gay. The statistics prove this. People are gay or they're not gay. Whether they're born gay or they are made gay through their experiences through childhood. It's either way who they are. It's who they are. It's one more thing that makes them unique and wonderful and special and rare. Everybody has somebody. That's what the old cliche is. Everybody has somebody out there. What if you're somebody out there isn't somebody that society would approve of, or your mother, or your cult? What if it's somebody that you can't stop loving, even though you know your society doesn't approve and your religion doesn't approve? You have the courage to not pretend to not love them because of all this pressure on you that you need to love a certain kind of person. You have the courage to stand up and say, you know what? Nothing matters but this person in my life and the love I feel. And my happiness. Can you imagine going your whole life being afraid to love the one that comes along that you know is the one? Because what other people are going to think of you, or what your society says, or how people judge based on a book? I think people have a real sad perception of what makes a human being wonderful and valuable and rare and unique. I think people judge too much, and what's really funny is the ones who judge the most are the ones that carry around the stupid book that says, "Thou shalt not judge." Anyway, if you've been watching, thanks. Bye.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.
Share the same